What's up, y'all? This is Brave, and I'm back with another review of Ready to Love Detroit. This is episode 11. Let's go ahead and dive right on in. I gotta be completely honest. It took a lot out of me to finish this episode. For some reason, I just kept zoning out. But I finally watched it, so let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, of course, we already know that we are now down to 3 men. Yes, 3 men, but 5 ladies. How did we get here? Oh, because the ladies decided to do 2 double eliminations, and the guys never did one, but I digress. So let's get to the dates. Darius, he ends up bringing his brother and sister in to meet Ashley and Ashante. Where the hell did Ashante come from? We have never seen these 2 people talk to each other, look at each other, nothing. So for her to be here on this date, it's weird, okay? Now, Ashante shows up first, and she's talking about how she has such a close relationship with God, and how her and Darius, they be on the phone for hours. When? I'm sorry, y'all, but it throws me off whenever these people on this show talk about, oh, we be on the phone for hours. I'm just like, how? Especially considering a lot of y'all have multiple connections. I'm like, so y'all just spending 5 and 6 hours on the phone talking to everybody? That's crazy. But nonetheless, this whole thing with Ashante, I'm confused. But the family seems to like her. And I'm just like, yeah, that's because she has no real connection with Darius. So they haven't had any communication issues. They haven't had any real conversations, if you want to be completely honest, because they ain't never talked to each other. But here comes Ashley, and they end up asking the ladies, do they have kids? Why is this the first time that we hear that Ashante has a 10-year-old daughter? This whole time, I thought that she had no children. Especially when she went out on that date with Steven, and they basically were like, oh yeah, we want to have kids, as well as travel the world. Girl, you have a whole 10-year-old. You never mentioned that, or am I crazy? Y'all let me know. But nonetheless, we all know Ashley, she don't have no kids, right? Now, here's the thing. Darius' sister threw me completely off this entire section of the damn show, because she said something along the lines of, Darius, when he's in a relationship, he does still talk to other women. Not in the sense that he's trying to date them, though. He puts them to work. Y'all, what does that sound like to you? That sounds like he got a main bitch, and he has some women that he trying to put on a whole straw. I'm confused. Is that nigga pimping these other women? What are we talking about? And then for the conversation to be like, oh, because, he's a designer, and he always has, like, pretty girls that are models around. Y'all, I'm sorry, but anytime people have way too many jobs, I'm just like, it sounds like you're doing a whole bunch of nothing, hoping that something will stick, and it's not. Because I thought he had a job that had something to do with cars. Come to find out, he be in Tubi movies. Then come to find out now he a designer. Nigga, what do you actually do? Okay? But nonetheless, this is where things get real interesting, right? Ashley says that she does not really care for a man who is that accessible. If every woman can, get your attention if they're pretty, that's a problem. But for some reason, his sister is like, oh, well, you seem guarded. And I'm like, guarded? I don't understand how she gathered that. I did not get guarded from Ashley at all. I feel like Ashley has finally woken up. Because y'all know, I have been saying it from the beginning. I don't understand how Ashley been the main one trying to call dudes out, call them feminine, call them shallow, call them everything, you know what I mean? Every name she can think of. But she playing in Darius' face? The nigga who's mainly playing in hers? I don't understand it. I think Ashley is finally, woken up from being up under his spell. Nonetheless, Ashley and his sister start talking about submission, right? I think at that point, Ashante had already left. And here's the thing. Ashley says that she ain't no maid. okay? She won't be cooking. She won't be cleaning every day. And at some point, I guess her and Darius got into it about this same conversation. And he told her, I wouldn't hear no 40-year-old saying no shit like that. And she got offended by it. And y'all, I gotta be completely honest. When I think of their lifestyles, for what we heard about Ashley, doesn't she own like a gym or something like that? I highly doubt that she's going to be cooking and cleaning every day. You wanna know why? She probably uses a fucking meal prep service. She pays to have someone cook the food for her, so she ain't gotta cook. Okay? Then when it comes to her cleaning every day, she is a single woman with a dog. Okay? A little dog too at that. If it's just her at her house, you're right. She's not going to be cleaning every day. That is not her norm. But here's the thing, Ashley. You're dating a man who has 4 children. Baby, when them kids come over, they just may be a little destruction over there, okay? They may tear your shit up. So you just might be cleaning up every goddamn day, okay? Now, also, on top of that, then we get to this biblical thing. Because Darius wants to tell us that the Bible says that women should submit to their husbands, blah, blah, blah. Well, baby, ain't not a husband in sight. So I don't even know what we talking about. Like, there is nothing for us to talk about when it comes to that. Ain't nobody married. And I do think that Ashley had a point where she says, like, listen, people want to throw in the Bible, but you're not living right. Hey, Darius, you the one with 4 kids. And again, I'm not exactly sure if it's by the same woman. So she has a point. Men absolutely use certain things to use against women. Absolutely, for sure. Ashley says that basically she does not want to be molded into something. And Ashley, baby, I have to be completely honest with you. You dating a man who's like 40 years old, who has been, well, he ain't been married, but he has a lot more experience in life in certain categories that you may not. For example, having children already. I just feel like he is absolutely going to mold you in some way, shape, or form. Men do that, period. It doesn't matter if there's an age gap or not. Men tend to try to mold women into whatever they want them to be. I could do a whole dissertation on that, okay? I just feel like, Ashley, you are finally waking up to see that Darius is not all he's cracked up to be, okay? And this is where another thing where things kind of took a turn. Because if I want to be completely honest, I don't have a problem with what Ashley said. I just feel like she's operating as a single woman. As a single woman, I don't have to cook every day. I don't have to clean every day. And honestly, I think it's whack that we still try to hold on to these housewife values when that is not even a society that we live in anymore. Like, we cannot keep trying to treat relationships as if we are still in the early 1900s, okay? This is not the 1920s. Hell, this ain't the 1950s. Hell, this ain't even the 90s. Like, let's be so for real right now. Times have absolutely changed. And if a woman says that, maybe cooking ain't her thing, hell, we don't even know if Ashley can cook. Hell, she might be, the type of person that can barely boil eggs. We don't know. But for that to be your expectation, sir, you want to talk about what somebody's bringing to the table. Nigga, what are you bringing besides furs? What are you bringing to the table besides Beijing and furs? Because I'm still waiting. But y'all, that was pretty much that date. They basically say they have kind of moved past it. And the sister likes Ashante, okay? Now, of course, I forgot to mention that he feels away because Ashley brought this situation up in front of his family. But I'm like, well, your sister is the one who brought up the word submission. And this, I'm sorry, but the conversation kind of aligned with what y'all argued about. So take that up with your sister. Moving on, we got Vince. Vince has his brother meet Donna and Lauren. Now, Lauren is the first person to come in, and the brother ends up asking her about the situation about Vince's height, right? The problem is that Lauren still thinks that he's wrong. I mean, still thinking that he was wrong. As she's trying to tell the story, the brother is catching on like, okay, so what was up with this like joke that your friends was trying to do? And she's she's just not taking any accountability when it comes to, girl, your friends were trying to play a little joke on Vince. And the shit didn't work with him. Like, let's be honest. Stop being in denial that your friends didn't do shit and he was just overreacting. Like, Lauren, first of all, let the shit go. Like, I honestly wish that she would have taken the approach that Vince did. Because Vince was like, well, you know, we've moved on from that. We're not talking about that anymore. We've grown from that. And I wish that would have been her approach. I wish she would have said, you know, there was just a misunderstanding with my friends, but me and Vince, we have gotten through that, and we are moving forward with our connection. That's what she should have said, but that is not what we got. Okay? She got to re-explain everything. And here's the thing. The brother ends up asking her, what did you contribute to a relationship ending? So Lauren, she's trying to explain how I guess was her first relationship. She didn't really require much of him, but basically built the man up. And at a certain point, he wanted to be treated a certain way. So the brother has gathered that she was being disrespectful to her ex. And she says, yes, she was very disrespectful, right? Now, keep in mind, in between her telling this story, Vince's brother ended up cutting her off because he felt like she wasn't, I guess she wasn't going to be given, like, you know, a real answer. And I'm just like, sir, you already have a chip on your shoulder because you don't like her. You don't like how, you know, the situation went down with your brother and her friends. So you are holding that to the vest right now. And it's not even, like, worth it. Like, it's really not worth it. So I want you to keep in mind that she basically said she was disrespectful to her ex. Same question goes to Donna, who is shown up. She talks about how she used to talk down to her ex, be real disrespectful, but she figured out it was stemming from her relationship with her estranged father. And what she decided to do was go mend the relationship with her daddy. Y'all, I know I ain't crazy. They said the same shit, okay? Both of them were being disrespectful to men. And you know who else gets disrespectful towards other people? His brother, okay? So I'm not understanding how we got 3 peas in a pod right now. Everybody's disrespectful to their partners. But his brother, I can't even remember his name. His brother feels like Lauren was the one who really didn't give a solid answer, but you made it seem like Donna said the greatest shit in the world. Nigga, just say you don't like her. Like, we could have wrapped this right on up. Lauren ends up leaving, and then we talk about Donna's timeline. Donna wanted to be engaged within a year. And here's the thing, Donna, I get it. You are on a timeline because you want to have a family and all of the things. But I need for us to be completely honest. You're on a dating show that I think films in maybe about, 6 weeks? Maybe 6 weeks, right? And I get it. You're getting older. But I do understand where Vince is coming from when he's saying, like, that ain't my timeline. I'm just trying to get to know you. Like, I get it. Everybody has their timeline of wanting to be married and all of that. But, baby, don't rush into something. And then by the time you get it, you realize it ain't all what it's all cracked up to be. You know what I mean? You get put into a situation where it's like, damn, I rushed this. Like, take your time and really get to know somebody. And I get it. You want to have kids. And you may want to follow the whole, like, okay, I want to get married first. Then we want to have kids, to do things the so-called right way. But honestly, y'all, waiting on the right way to happen, baby, life is just passing you by a lot of the times. But I'm going to go ahead and stick a pin in that because that's another conversation that I can have that people probably would not agree with me on. Here's the thing. Vince's brother don't care for Lauren, and he's all for Donna, right? But here's the thing. Lauren, I just don't understand how you are still here. Like, I don't get it. Like, she is the main person who should have self-eliminated. I don't see it. I don't get it. Watching her go around every episode for the past like 2 to 3 episodes trying to say like, so do we have a connection? Are we still connected? Am I an option? Girl, it's draining at this point. Just go home, please. Honestly, it should have been a double elimination. We should have had her and Shannon go home at the same damn time. Moving on from there, we have Bello and his brother, right? It is very clear that his brother is way younger than him. I'm like, damn, do they even have the same parents? They ain't got a feature alike. But nonetheless, Ashante, she gets to meet the brother by herself. However, when it comes to the other two ladies, Lauren and Dominique, they have to meet the brother together, right? I said, oh God, here we go. So when it comes to the date with Ashante, y'all, I gotta be completely honest. I don't see it. I don't see it for Bello and Ashante because the only thing they got to talk about is fucking books. What books they're reading. Okay, and what else do y'all have outside of that? Where is the chemistry? Where is anything? Like, that's all y'all got is y'all childhood and some books. I don't care about it. As far as Dominique, though, baby, Dominique is such a fucking mean girl. It's so whack to watch her. It really is. Because she's basically trying to put Lauren on Front Street because she's questioning Lauren about her interest in Bello. And I'm just like, well, girl, all because we're both on this date, that does not mean that you need to be questioning Lauren. The conversation needs to be you asking his brother, oh, how is Bello in a relationship? How is Bello, when he's around his family? You need to be asking the brother some questions. You don't need to ask Lauren about a goddamn thing, okay? Because at the end of the day, if there was no connection, clearly she probably wouldn't have been here. You would have been on this date by yourself. But she's here, Dominique, so get over it. So, Lauren, here's the thing. I just feel like Lauren should have walked out of this date and said fuck Bello and fuck Dominique. Straight up. Because Lauren says that, she still has a connection with Bello. And Dominique basically laughed in her face. So then, I want to say that his brother asked Bello, will he proceed with his connections? And I feel like in that moment, that is when she should have walked the fuck out. Because that man was going on and on about what he about to do with Dominique. I'm like, Lord, how the fuck did you just sit there? While this man is basically telling you in your face, yeah, because, me and Dominique, we kind of locked in. We this, that, another. Lord, why are you sitting your dingy ass on that goddamn couch? I don't understand. So then Lauren is going on about how Bello, he didn't fully experience the process. No, bitch, he's the main one who experienced the process. Because let's not forget, he has had multiple women that he has talked to. He did not zone in on one woman. Has Dominique always been the number one? Yes. But let's not forget, you let him play in your face, and Ashante let him play in her face. Okay? He has been entertaining all three of y'all pillow talking about a bunch of nothing and bullshit, but y'all are eating it up. Okay? So for you to say he did not get the full experience, you're delusional. So Dominique, she ends up asking Lauren to elaborate on what she means. And, if he's interested, then he would have pursued her. Listen, Dominique can be a lot of things, but she's not wrong when it comes to Bello. Bello has absolute control of who he's pursuing. However, every time it comes to you, Lauren, it is you begging for him to pay attention to you. It's like, hey, look at me, come talk to me. And he's not giving you no play. He don't give a damn about you. However, you clearly saw when Dominique comes into the room, that nigga changes everything up. Girl, why are you still here? It doesn't make sense. So then Lauren, after Dominique asked her this and said that, if he wanted to pursue you, then he would have, she decides to ask Bello if he's still interested in pursuing the fucking connection. Lauren, don't put the ball in his fucking court. Make the decision yourself. Choose you, baby. What are we doing? So this man gonna say, well, that's why you're here. Excuse me? Baby, Dominique left after that. In that moment, she knew for sure, oh yeah, I got Bello. I ain't got nothing to worry about. I'm like, Lauren, what is going on? Now, Dominique, I am going to give you a side eye because you talking about some in your confessional. Oh, because Lauren was trying to play in your face about Bello. Girl, she was not trying to play in nobody's face. She was asking questions because she's sitting on this date and this man is clearly into you and not her. Now, what's crazy is that his brother did not even like Dominique. However, Bello ain't listening to his little brother. Okay? He ain't. Now, we have Ashante, right? Besides the fact that they had those stupid ass books in common, this is the only thing I want to talk about. That man ends up saying that within the last 5 months, he's only been to Miami 3 times. I said, oh, 3 times? Ain't no way. I'm sorry, y'all. Ain't no way I'm going to be with a man who's only seen his child 3 times in 5 months. But he walking around like he that nigga. No, thank you. Okay? I'm not here for it. I would never be with a Bello. No, thank you. Okay? No wonder when he told Lauren, I think I've seen you more than I've been out to Miami. That nigga wasn't joking. That's fucking despicable. Okay? And then trying to play in his brother's face to be like, oh yeah, maybe for your birthday, we can go to Miami so you can see your niece. Nigga, is you okay? Child, let me just go ahead and move on. Y'all, we got this date with Donna and Vince. I don't know what she was doing with them shorts on. I just feel like they were not flattering for her. Okay? Now, besides that, y'all, I don't know what the fuck they was talking about. That conversation was so fucking choppy. I'm like, I'm not following. I'm not. All I gathered was that sometimes, he can be harsh with his words, and she just got to understand that, he ain't always coming from a bad place. That's what I gathered. Whatever. Moving on. Darius and Ashante go on a date, y'all. Did y'all notice that he had to wrap up that Beijing head? I said, yeah, you got to wrap that up so it don't be all up in the damn helmet, right? They decide to go do like iFly or whatever. And here's the thing. This is their first date. Why the fuck are we doing first dates and the next episode should be the last episode? What are we doing? We are not doing first fucking dates in episode 11. What are we doing on? What are we doing, Ready to Love? What are we doing, Nephew Tommy or Uncle Tommy, whichever your name is? What are we doing? Then, what threw me off, y'all, was that it's some kids, you can hear them playing in the background, right? Baby, both of them say that they don't want no more kids. I said, no, hold on. What do you mean both of y'all saying y'all don't want no fucking kids? Because Ashante, when you was talking to Steven, you absolutely knew that he wanted to have a kid. And it sounds like you don't want children. And motherfucking Darius, you know that Ashley wants children. And I'm not understanding how you talk about, yeah, I think I'm done. So both of y'all was over here playing in people's faces. Got it. Okay. I just feel like both of them was wasting people's time. Just trying to stay to the end. That is all I got. This forced connection, I don't care about. Y'all, we get to the lounge, okay? Darius has on a full fur coat. I said, my God, here we go again. How many pieces of fur do you own? So, here's the thing. Vince, he ain't feeling Lauren. Bello, he not feeling Lauren because of Dominique. And he's like, because, Dominique was asking questions. And Tommy's like, what do you mean Dominique was asking questions? Like, that is not what this date was even supposed to be about, okay? And he's like, well, she attacked my character. Lauren did not attack your fucking character. She was literally explaining what happened. And it's not like she told no lies. One thing I can say, she may have lied about the whole Vince situation and calling her friends, but she did not lie on Bello at all. Darius, he ends up going on about how, him and Ashley had their disagreement or whatever. And here's the thing, as he's telling the story, Vince, he kind of jumped in and says that, yeah, I talked to Ashley and just to make sure she was okay. Now, he did make it clear that they never had any type of connection or anything like that. But now Darius is feeling some type of way. Because how dare Ashley, tell our business to another man? And it's like, well, if this shit happened when y'all were at the damn getaway trip, if she walked out of the room after the argument, and Vince is outside, he can see that she's clearly upset, you would ask somebody, dang, are you okay? Is everything all right? That's normal. I don't think that Vince was trying to be rude or disrespectful or involved in whatever the fuck, they had going on, okay? Now, Darius feels like Ashley is so immature and that she's attacking his character. Nigga, you don't even have no character for anybody to attack. Shut up. So, Bello meets with Lauren and Darius meets with Ashley, right? Now, when it comes to Bello and Lauren, she says that the date was horrendous, and I can agree. And Bello is basically saying that she was questioning his character. And honestly, the girl just wanted to know if there was still a connection. And Bello, you so full of shit, you should easily told her, you know what? I'm moving forward with Dominique. I don't think that this connection is strong enough for us to continue. That's all you had to do. But no, you wanted to keep playing in these ladies' faces. Okay? Lauren is sent home, and basically she says that this was all a joke. On the other end, we have Darius. When he met with Ashley, basically they're blaming the disagreement on the age difference. And he's like, yeah, because, I don't really want you to be popping off or whatever. And then she talks about how she just want to feel safe. I feel like we have overused the term being safe, but that's a whole nother story. The show keeps Ashley. That is what we got. I'm not sure about Detroit. Like, in the grand scheme of this whole season, what the hell did we watch? I'm confused. But, yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about this episode. Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will talk to y'all in my next review. Bye, guys.